Well, today I've got a Sun newspaper from October the 13th, 1977. It cost 6p. There we go. No idea what it costs today. So, what's the headlines? Calamity. England bite the World Cup dust, but joyous Scotland hit the road to the final. Yeah, I remember when England didn't make the 78 World Cup final. And we got William Hague there, looking about 6. Wonder Boy William is Maggie's bionic babe. Of course, Maggie wouldn't be Prime Minister for another 2 years. And a dog with a degree. Well, that's something to look forward to, I suppose. Right, page 2. Pay. Miners go for a rise of 90%. Really? A TUC wants 15 quid for old folk. Cops spread the word at key markets. There we go. Butter, 21.5p. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Yeah, before we get to page 3, I just want to show you the lovely condition of this coin that I found. 3 pence, absolutely lovely. And there's another one as well. It's quite good condition. Yeah, look at that. A lovely pair of threepenny bits. Right, okay, page 3. There's a lovely Jackie. Now, we've got a story about Bing Crosby being burgled. Crooner Bing Crosby had plenty to groan about yesterday after a 15,000 raid on his London flat. Now, this paper, the 13th of October 1977, Bing Crosby died on the 14th of October 1977. So I wonder if that burglary had anything to do with it. I think he died of a heart attack, didn't he, on the golf course? Yeah. Mouse Napper goes to jail. Uproar broke out in court yesterday as a man was jailed for a year for stealing 125 mice. Right, what we got on page 4 then? Maggie's Ham Actors by Enoch. Article on Enoch Powell there. We got some Anchor butter, 23p. Now, are these prices much cheaper considering this was 43 years ago? Brook Bond Double D, 24.5p. Is that cheap or not? I don't know. A story about Morella Chapman there. Heath praises jeans for breaking down class barriers. Get those swinging jeans on. I'm not sure what that's about. Howe wields great tax axe. Geoffrey Howe's going to cut all our taxes. Cinderella girl praised by a prince. The termination of Cinderella schoolgirl Catherine Collison, who held a jumble sale to raise money to buy her school uniform, has touched the heart of Prince Charles. There he is, looking about 14 years old. And there's an advert for some oil. You don't see oil adverts anymore, do you? All over the place once. Who remembers Green Shield stamps? Some food adverts here. Right, let's see what we've got then. Look at that, bacon. Bread 18.5p a loaf, eggs 20p for 6, and bacon 72p for a pound. I suppose it's a bit cheaper. It's not massively cheaper, considering it was 43 years ago. Cilla's Sweet on Honey. There she is. Look, pop singer Cilla Black, 34. Takes vitamins all year round. There's Helen Shapiro. How old is she there? 31. She takes vitamins. And Barry Devlin, vocalist with the Irish group Horslips, caught a cold in August. Horslips. The Co-op. We've got the Hot Point off-peak offer. Now there's a fridge there, look. A fridge for 68 quid. Surely they don't cost more than that now, do they? And a fridge freezer, 118 quid. I'm sure you can get fridge freezers for 118 quid now. I don't know what the average wage was in 1977, but I'm sure they're not much more than that now. The sandwich kids can eat for free. Children who take sandwiches to school because their parents cannot afford school lunches were yesterday told they would not have to pay for the privileges. Bedfordshire County Council, that's my council, yesterday gave the thumbs down to a pay-to-eat sandwiches suggestion. Oh, terrible. Oh, look, and there's some more Castrol GTX, another oil advert. Okay, now we see what was on the telly on Thursday, October the 13th, 1977. Look at that. So we got Blue Peter there. Noah and Nelly. No, don't remember that. Nationwide. What was the guy who presented Nationwide? Do you know what his name was? Michael Barrett, that's right. Then we've got Tomorrow's World. And then what followed Tomorrow's World? Top of the Pops. I wish they'd bring Top of the Pops back. Happy Ever After. Happy Ever After. Happy Ever After, June Whitfield, Terry Scott. When the Boot Comes In. Cannon. Oh, telly was good back then, wasn't it? I'm in the Anglia region. What did we have in the evening? There we got Crossroads, then Darts, Survival, The New Avengers, The Fuzz. Oh, it was just so good. And BBC Two, Coral World, Newsday, For the Love of Albert. I don't remember that. Premiere, what does that mean? And a film, Ziegfeld Girl. Only 3 channels back in them days. And talking of The New Avengers, there's Jonah Lumley. And there's Diana Rigg, who played Emma Peel in the original Avengers. Avengers girl Purdy once asked Emma Peel for her autograph. And look at the lineup on Radio 1. Got Noel Edmonds, Tony Blackburn, Paul Burnett, David Hamilton, DLT, and then John Peel late at night. And you can rent a colour television for £8.35. That's a month. England football manager Ron Greenwood thinks parents are to blame for soccer hooliganism. There's a little story if you want to read it. Is he right? There's some drivel about a dog and a PhD. And there's Margaret Forward, I remember her. Lots of television stuff. I noticed down here it says Norman Wisdom is claiming that he was originally offered the Michael Crawford role in Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. I can't imagine Norman Wisdom playing Frank Spencer. Well, perhaps I can. There's some letters here. There's one here, look. Wakey wakey, I awoke one night to find I had been calling my husband in my sleep. He was driving his lorry through the night. When he came home, he told me he'd been about to fall asleep at the wheel when he heard me calling him. That had prevented him from dozing off and having an accident. There's a little name game quiz. There you are. You can pause that and fill it in. I know you want to. And there's a mini washing machine type thing from Curry's. And the cinema guide, if you want to find out what was on. Bridge too far there. Beefy weekend cuts from the Master Butcher. Topside, brisket, rib roast, Dewhurst. Does Dewhurst still exist? Now into the high tech. £185 there. You got your turntable and a tape deck and a radio all in one. Quite a lot of turntables there. That was expensive in 1977. Although I wish I owned that right now. Send now for your son page 3 calendar. There we go, your 1978 page 3 calendar. If you want to get that, you can fill that in. They had digital watches in 77, £29.50. I spot a football hooligan joke. Now remember, son, don't go looking for trouble. There's a few more prices. Washing machine, 169 quid. And there's some vacuum cleaners down here, Electrolux ones, days before Dyson. Now we come to the job adverts. There's one there for an assistant maintenance engineer, $4,500 a year. What's that, about $375 a month? Draftsmen stroke women, $4,400 a year. I don't know what that is in today's money. So we've got the racing pages there. Vernon's Pools to win £250,000. And it's got their red rump 10-1 national favourite. Well, he'd already won the 77 national, and that was the last one he ran. Some cricket there. Send in the troops. Jeff Boycott. Bit of football stuff there. Northern Ireland losing 1-0 to Holland. Got Pele there. And a chance to see Thin Lizzy for free. I wish I'd seen Thin Lizzy live. And the back page, don't cry for us, Argentina. Victory for England is just a joke. We beat Luxembourg, but it didn't matter. We never made the 78 World Cup. Well, there we have it then. 1977 Sun newspaper. I've got a pile of them down there, look. Right, I'll see you in the next video.